The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Boy Manning here. Welcome to a practice edition of the Garden Report. Been a couple weeks while the Celtics played out west for 6 games. They finished that trip 4-2. Returned home to the Auerbach Center today to get ready for their weekend games against the Pacers tomorrow. Spurs on Sunday. We'll be back at the Garden covering those as well as the rest of the stretch run here in the regular season. A big story emerged, though, with the release of 2 interviews Brown gave a week ago in Houston to the New York Times, as well as to The Ringer that came out in the days following that, addressing everything from Jaylen Brown's experience living, starting a business, buying a house in Boston, look back at the Kevin Durant trade rumors, Ime Udoka's suspension and eventual ousting from the Celtics, along with many other issues and challenges, sacrifice, his role, things that have happened throughout the years with the Celtics. Much of it sounding like discontent here in Boston. Got asked specifically about whether he'll stay with the Celtics beyond free agency next offseason, and said they'll get there when they get there, and as long as he's happy with the Celtics and they're happy with him, he'll stay, but he's not sure. Didn't want to drive Celtics fans crazy. The big one, though, toxicity in the fan base.
The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and make every moment more on America's #1 sportsbook.
Derek White spoke today. Joe Mazzulla spoke today. Asked both of them to react to Brown's comments, but more so how they interact with him and how they try to address some of the concerns, some of the things that they talk about. Here's how Derek White reacted to the interviews.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole quote and article about it, but I've loved being his teammate. Smart guy, deep thinker, so it's been cool just to pick his brain and just learn more about him, learn from how he's grown up, and I've loved being his teammate.
So White admits they've heard them. You saw Brad Stevens talking to Jaylen Brown at practice today as he rode the bike upstairs. Joe Mazzulla had a long conversation with him on the court ahead of the game tomorrow. Brown, as we entered practice, was finished working out on the court. So I'm sure he'll speak, clarify some things in the weeks to come. He did speak to reporters in Sacramento and accused either one of those reports, I'm not sure which one he meant specifically, of taking his quotes out of context and that he might clarify some things into the future. Mazzulla kept it short and sweet when asked about it, said he's going to listen to Brown and do whatever he needs him to do. So this is a topic that's going to linger around the team. We'll see how it impacts them. It certainly didn't against the Kings, where they played great, one of the better games all season on both ends of the court. We'll continue to cover this story. We'll see if Brown does clarify things in the weeks to come, as well as kind of pick apart the many things he discussed in both those interviews individually. We, of course, did that on the Garden Report, me and John individually, as well as after the Kings game, so you can go check those out on CLNS Media. Celtics All Access. Of course, show our sponsors some love. Athletic Greens. athleticgreens.com/Garden will get you 5 free travel packs as well as a year's supply of vitamin D when you head over there. And BetterHelp. Access to a licensed therapist on your phone, direct, easy, and finding the right one for you is super important. Go get a discount on BetterHelp when you head over to betterhelp.com/Garden on your first month. I'm Boy Manning here at Celtics practice. More Jaylen Brown coverage as well as coverage of Celtics Pacers to come tomorrow from TD Garden.